What's going on YouTube? It's your boy G-reg. We are back with another video, man. Today we are reacting to a man walks outside to find decapitated roommate. Get into it.
I heard it. She's screaming. She's thrown to the ground. Sir, come here.
This man just led police to a dead body. The victim, Amy Harwick, a celebrity sex therapist, was found lying unconscious under her
Celebrity sex therapist. Chat, I'm gonna give you one piece of advice. No offense to Amy, no offense to anybody else that's in her line of work. Just don't do that. Why are we going to therapists for sex? If you give your life to Christ, through Christ, He will show you everything and He will give you everything. So I don't think there's any need to go to a therapist, man. Just read the Bible. That's all you gotta do. Read the Bible.
third-story balcony. Officers were immediately suspicious of Amy's roommate, Michael Herman.
Hey, can I see your hands?
Yeah. That's where I poked it on the climbing over the fence.
Oh, okay, got it.
What do you think here?
I don't know, dude. Something's off. She might be a suspect because she's got blood.
The blood on Michael's hands and the signs of struggle found inside Amy's bathroom made it clear that this was a crime scene, and Michael is the prime suspect.
Do you still hear screaming? I still heard screaming when I was leaving. I yelled up there, "Hey, mother!" Because I wanted her to think I was going upstairs, so maybe he'd like stop and run.
However, detectives began to have doubts. The further they investigated, the clearer it became that there was more to this crime than meets the eye. And as they dig deeper, they uncover that Amy had a history of troubled relationships and many people had it out for her. But one
Yeah, and how is that bitch
stood out from the rest.
my bad.
One that was plagued with stalking, violence, and abuse, leaving disturbing clues that would lead detectives.
Alright, go back. I ain't trying to bash a dead woman, and I would never bash anybody dead that's passed away.
Ship stood out from the rest, and many deeper, they uncover that Amy had a history of troubled relationships, and many people had it out for her.
And at the beginning of this video, they just said she was a sex therapist. So knowing that, chat, knowing that if you have people that you go to for advice and they're giving you false advice, you know what that's telling you? Go find a Bible. Go find the man upstairs, man. Through God. Oh, my bad. I got a weird, I don't know. Actually, let's check it out. Alright, my bad. Somebody commented on the video.
Relationship stood out from the rest.
A little weird
one
one.
that was plagued with stalking, violence, and abuse.
I'm sorry, chat.
Disturbing
I'm sorry,
clues
guys.
That
I
would
distracted
lead
you guys.
detectives to one deranged killer.
I have so much I need to say. Please give me a chance to just say it, please.
At 1:11 a.m. on February 15th, 2020, 911 received a harrowing call from Amy's roommate.
I want to reduce the operator 434.
Yeah, somebody just attacked my roommate. We're at 26 Down Street. Find anything.
Okay, how was he assaulted? What happened?
It's a C. I don't know. I was downstairs. I heard screaming. Please get a cop here.
Okay, this is who's screaming inside?
Can't think right now. Amy Harwick.
I mean, who is she to you, sir?
She's my roommate.
Okay. Is she screaming for help?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see anything?
No.
Okay, so
No,
what
I
did you hear?
heard her screaming, and I heard her being
All right, so I'm going to send out if somebody's screaming, okay? Since you didn't see anything. You don't know if she's being attacked. You're not sure.
Yes, I know she's being attacked. I heard her got thrown to the ground.
With sirens blaring, multiple law enforcement agents rush to the scene. The information that they have as they arrive is limited. All they know is that there is a situation with a screaming woman and that somebody appears to be in danger. As soon as they arrive, Michael Herwin, Amy's roommate, is the first person to come into contact.
Hey, sir. Hi. How can I help you?
My roommate was attacked. I know it. I heard it. She's screaming. She was thrown to the ground. I couldn't find my phone.
These are Wisconsin cheese curds. Bye.
That man, hey, Culver's, bro. I know you're from Wisconsin. That ain't no Wisconsin cheese curd. Hey, I'm gonna give props to Wisconsin. Y'all got some bomb ass cheese curds, all right? Really, really good. That's not it. Cheese curds are not. All right, so call me what you want. Cool, yeah, sure, whatever. Cheese curds are not supposed to be fat. Cheese curds are small. When you go get raw cheese curds, they're not the fat, huge chunk of cheese curds. That's a mozzarella stick, all right? Cheese curds are small. They're tiny. One bite, they're gone, all right? You're not supposed to... That's a mozzarella stick, all right? Not a cheese curd. You're Wisconsinites. You're not Italian. Italians are the ones with the cheese. They're the ones with the stretch. Not y'all. Wisconsinites stick to making normal cheese curds, all right? Not stretchy. You're not stretchy. They're like popcorn chicken, all right?
Sized legends that are golden on the outside, gooey on the inside.
Did YouTube up their shit? Yo, you got the like, don't like, show comments, share, and then this isn't the full box anymore. What the hell?
Okay, so you have access to...
The hell, yeah?
Is there anybody else inside the house?
My roommate.
Just your roommate by yourself?
Yes.
You didn't check on her?
Dude, I heard screaming. I don't know if that guy had a gun or a knife. I came running I couldn't find my phone.
So is there somebody else inside?
Yes. I think there's
Okay,
somebody
sir, do me a
else
favor. Do me a favor. Calm down. Calm down. Other than your roommate, is there anybody else inside the house?
I don't know.
So you didn't see anyone? You just heard...
No, I just heard her screaming. I
Have you
found
called
her. I
that?
threw him to the ground. I've been calling for her through his windows. Nobody's answering. Nothing.
So where's your key at?
Inside, downstairs. The back door's open.
Here, come on. Here, let's do it. You're good.
It looks like LA, I'm not gonna lie.
You good shit? Six 815 advises the responding units that we had to hop the fence. We're going to be at the rear of the location. Sir, come here. Relax. Take a seat. Take a seat.
Oh my God.
We need to turn you down. What was going on tonight?
I've been asleep all night.
When officers move into the courtyard, there lies Amy Harwick, 20 feet beneath her third floor balcony, going into continuous
Damn.
seizures
Don't
her body.
Damn. Don't tell me he threw her off of that.
Bro, she's
Yo.
having a seizure. Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what?
Body.
Bro, she's having a seizure.
Alright, well, she's awake, so put her on her fucking side. Dude, what do you mean she's having... Yes, she's having a seizure. No cursing. We keep it cool, man. We keep it cool. When somebody has a seizure, you immediately, like, no doubt, there's the first thing you do, roll them on their side. Because when you seize, a bunch of saliva builds up in your mouth. People drool. Like, when kids, I watched this one guy on TikTok, and his son has this rare condition where he has epilepsy. I don't want to say the wrong thing. He has epilepsy and then a certain type of disability that's like autism, but it isn't autism, but it goes hand to hand kind of. It starts with a D, Drax, something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not smart with that. But his son, I think epilepsy is the cause of seizures. I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't know. But that's all I've heard from him. And I actually watched a video on it yesterday. He posted a video. He does like daily videos, like 4 or 5 daily videos of him taking videos of how when his son gets home, how he gets his son adjusted to being home. when he gets comfortable, how he gets him to eat, how he gets him to bathe, how he doesn't show all of it, but he shows, he gives him a necklace with a chew thing, and when he gets anxious and he'll put that in his mouth, it helps him. And now he has medicine to where he doesn't seize as much, but automatically whenever he seizes, he rolls him on his side because he will drool. And, well, not drool, I'm not going to make him sound slow, but he will drool and saliva will come out. And if he's laying back, where's that going to go? And you're going to choke. All right? So you got to roll him on your side automatically.
Oh, Jesus.
Amy lived in a relatively safe area in Hollywood Hills.
What did I say? 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 This is this woman. I know about this. Dude, I heard about this shit. This wasn't too long. All right, stuff. You can't cut. We're not cussing no more, chat.
Was unusual, and whoever did it made sure she had a painful death. She was thrown off her balcony, resulting in several serious injuries. The trauma to the head was so severe that it had resulted in a subgaleal and a subdural hemorrhage.
What is that? Chat. I was a math geek and a science geek. I wasn't a doctor in the body biological. I wasn't into that, bro. I was physics, chemistry, math, calculus. I was in AP Calc. Like I did all that. I didn't do none of the fucking body shit, the doctor shit. Cause you know what, chat? At the end of the day, nobody knows your body better than you. I don't go to doctors no more like that. I'll go get a checkup maybe once every 5 years. But I ain't going to get my blood drawn. Who in the fuck do you... Who do you think you are to take my blood that God gave me? Huh? Who are you to tell me you need to take my blood and do this? Unless I already know I have a disease and this and that. Nah. Chat, I'm not going to lie. See that? That's a scar. When I was a freshman in high school, I bit my tongue. I was playing football, bit it completely. Was ripped. You could pull it. I'm talking like pull it. It was like a piece of paper. It was like this. Swear. Right? I go to the place, the dental surgery place. They tell me we need to have surgery. We need to cut that piece off and sew it back together. And otherwise you can't talk. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able to do anything. That was 4 years ago. That doctor, all he wanted to do was get money. That dental surgeon. Hey, there's one in Dubuque. One of them, it's off of Dodge Street. I'm just going to expose it. Off of Dodge Street. They are not good people. I'm being straight up honest. He had in his website, oh, I'm a Christian man. Or I do this, or I do that. You wouldn't try to be taking money from people to do a procedure that you know isn't needed. That was 4 years ago, chat. I haven't had one issue with this tongue. Not one. I broke my back. Go to the doctors. They didn't know what was going on. They literally had no idea the first 2 times I went. Third time they did an MRI and x-ray. Oh, well, here it is. No shit. No shit. No shit. I'm sorry for cussing. But it's like, guys, what are we doing? Why do you guys go to school for 15 years to become doctors and you're morons? I'm being so serious. Unless you're a surgeon that does ACL surgeries, brain surgeries, open heart surgeries. If you're a normal doctor, bro, kick rocks, bro. If you want me to be honest, they shouldn't be getting paid what they're getting paid, bro. All they do is give out... I'm not going to blame them from the drugs. I'm not going to blame them for the drugs. I'm not going to blame them for the drug. Yes, I am. You know how many people... All right, I know I'm ranting right now, but I got to get this off my chest, all right? When I first met my fiance's family, her older sister's a nurse. One more other person's a nurse in her family, and then she was a nurse at the time. And we were having this dinner, right? This dinner, and nursing got brought up, drugs got brought up, opioids got brought up, fentanyl got brought up. And if you guys know me and you've watched my videos, you know I do not condone hard drugs at all. Nobody should use them. I don't care if you broke your back like me. I don't care if you just had surgery. I don't care if you're getting a tooth pulled. No hard drugs, no fentanyl should be put in anybody's system. anybody's. I don't care who you think you are. You guys don't, all you nurses and doctors that speak, oh, fentanyl's not this, fentanyl's not that. Yes, it is. Don't tell me what it is and what it isn't. I watched my mom, real mom, my birth mom, go through drug overdose after drug overdose after drug overdose. And you know what? It started after she had her first kid. After she went to the doctor. All you do is prescribe drugs to people and get them addicted. And I'm being so serious. I don't like doctors. I don't like nurses. 75% of all divorces come within a nurse family or relationship. Go find your Bible. I'm being so serious, man. I'm being so serious. Like, you guys don't understand the power of drugs. You really don't. And her family was like, oh, you're just an idiot, Greg. You've never been in a hospital. You've never had pain. I broke my back. Huh? I've had more surgeries than all of you put together. What are you trying to get? What are we doing here? I'm the one that lost my parents to drug use and to crime. I'm the one that went through foster care. I'm the one that went through all that shit, the court system. I've been exposed to all this shit. You guys have lived in your little small town in Wisconsin, and you did your whole life sleeping with your best friend's wife, being a drunk, doing all this, yada, 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 and you're 60 years old trying to tell me fentanyl is okay to give to people. Man, go find, man. It's just a little bit of fentanyl. And then what if he wants more? Have you ever had that urge of wanting more? Me personally, I never. Look at my arms. Look at my fingers. I have never, because I will never do hard drugs. Those people can't say the same because of those doctors.
With seizures.
Rest my case.
But her neck showed signs that she had been strangled before falling off her.
Any person trying to tell another human being how to treat their body,
balcony.
I don't care if they're harming themselves. I really don't. That's their life.
Was far from over. Not knowing whether the assailant is still
and that's their fault for not finding
began
Jesus.
To breach and clear the ground floor.
Do you know if there's anybody else inside the house?
I don't. Oh my God.
Anyone else inside? It's the LAPD. Come out with your hands up. Hey, somebody pat him down, please.
Hey, stand up.
He might be inside. He's got
blood. Probably on my couch.
Anyone else inside? It's the LAPD. Come out with your hands up. Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys can move up in unison.
Yeah.
Ready? On you guys. Just hold it. They're gonna move up in unison. You're good, Pascal. Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead. Go back here.
Damn, that's a big
For
crib,
nearly 50 years,
She got a
Harbor
roommate.
Freight has been a reliable source for the widest variety of tools at affordable prices.
I got an open room. There's a balcony to the top. We got couches. Looks like a kitchen to the right.
Unfortunately, the one responsible for Amy's condition has managed to escape. And as cops make their way through the home, they notice that everything is organized and spotless, besides a few areas of interest.
It's sticky. Bees. This is urine.
Urine?
Amy's bedroom was a mess, with the covers thrown off and a pool of urine in the connecting bathroom.
Hey, did you see that bathtub, bro? I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't mess with those bathtubs. Like, if you want me to be honest, dude, I really, really don't, man. I love my shower.
When a victim is
I would never use one of those. Like, even when I had my penthouse downtown, bro,
officers
it had a jacuzzi or whatever it's called with
right
the
on
jets.
balcony from
Never
where Amy
used it.
fell, a syringe filled with nicotine had fallen to the ground. So that Amy fell, a syringe. Officers would discover something strange. Right on the balcony from where Amy fell, a syringe filled with nicotine had fallen to the ground.
So there's a loaded syringe on this right here.
Extreme doses of nicotine nicotine like the one found in this syringe act as a poison, causing organs in the body to fail and slowly kill an individual as they suffer from vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, and severe abdominal pain.
Isn't that Nick sick? I thought that was Nick's. I'm not even trying to be a smart ass or none of that. I vaped. Yeah, so the first time I vaped, I remember one of the first times I was actually in school. Don't judge, okay? I'm being honest with you guys right now. I'm being open, so just listen to what I say, all right? One of the first times I vaped, I was at school. Figured. I remember hitting it 3 or 4 times, right? And not feeling anything. And then the 5th time, I'm in the middle of hitting it, right? Or 4th, whatever. I hit it a few times, right? And then I didn't feel nothing. And then I hit it again. And I just remember getting sweats. I'd get sweat. I'm chills, sweating. I can't look. I can't do anything. My eyes hurt. And I closed my eyes. And I literally slept the whole period. And I'm not trying to troll. I'm not doing none of that. But then when I woke up, I went to the bathroom, severe diarrhea. So I'm not lying. I spent it was like 4th or 5th period sleeping, and then the next period I went and shat, dude, the whole period. And then I went straight to lunch, and then it was gone. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I smoked a little bit of bud, but it got me off the edge, bro, and it did. It got me off the nicotine, man. That shit was not nice to me. So yeah, kids, listen to your parents. Don't smoke. Or go read the Bible, man. The more you read the Bible, the more belief you give to Jesus, man, the easier all this shit is. And that's all I can say. I'm not even going to preach right now, man. Just go do it.
Strangely enough, these types of drugs were never even present in the home, and even if they were, Amy would never take them, as her roommate explains.
A loaded syringe, so... Sir, do you know her history of drug use?
That she's sober. She doesn't drink it. She didn't even drink.
She doesn't drink.
She doesn't even drink. She's sober.
So nobody in this house is doing drugs?
I smoke pot and stuff, yeah.
Okay, what do you mean that stuff?
Well, I smoke pot.
That's it?
Now and then.
Okay, so she's sober completely?
She's sober completely.
How sure of that are you?
I'm positive. I'm absolutely sure.
What do you think? I don't know, dude. Something's off. That rig is loaded completely.
Yes, it hasn't been used.
It hasn't been used. Hey, can I see your hands?
Yeah. That's where I poked it on the climbing over the fence.
Oh, okay, got it. So what about this one here?
I don't know what that is. I guess from the fence too.
Can you pull your sleeve back on this one? Right here? Oh no, on this one right here. This one.
Yeah, look at your arms, bro. There's nothing on them.
Look up.
It's pretty easy for cops to realize, you've been in a little, you know what I mean? You've been in a scrap, man. Unless you're a construction worker. I will give those boys, blue collar boys, they got the, you know what I mean? They be getting beat up on a regular.
It's really like shady. This whole thing's very weird. And then did you see that? How it's wrapped around them? It's weird.
Although Michael seems incredibly suspicious, finding out whether he's guilty comes second. The first priority is to ensure Amy's survival, whose condition was worsening by the second.
Wait, she's alive still?
Nearly non-existent, and she was rushed to a nearby hospital, where it was determined that she had sustained many serious injuries since dropping about 20 feet from the balcony, including lacerations to her liver and brain damage. And despite the best attempts from doctors, Amy Harwick was soon pronounced dead.
R.I.P. Amy, man.
The syringe filled with nicotine, Amy's injuries before the fall, and no missing items. These were all clues that this was not a burglary gone wrong, but a planned murder. For police, this would make sense.
How is she a sex therapist, though, bro? How are you a sex therapist and you had a... We're not getting into it.
Was working as a specialized sex therapist, and one that was very public with several shows and media presence at the time, was risky. There could have been too many people who had it out for her, since therapists often have to deal with emotionally problematic and sometimes obsessive individuals. For now, though, Michael Herman was the only person around Amy when she was murdered, making him the first suspect. Michael was already a suspicious individual, as his frequent cannabis use led officers to believe that he had at least some knowledge of drugs and could be behind the nicotine syringe. But more telling was the fact that his arms were covered in blood and and scratches, which made him look even more guilty. So to get to the bottom of this, Michael was brought in for an interview where he would stay adamant about his innocence.
Can you remember? Do you still hear screaming?
I still heard screaming when I was
still hearing screaming. Now, and when we were at the house,
because when I was yelling, because when I was leaving, I yelled up there, "Hey, mother!" really loud because I wanted her to think I was going upstairs, so maybe he'd like stop and run. You know, that
he would know that he's not in the house
alone.
Two of them.
Right. And I didn't know if it was like, I didn't know if it was multiple people. I just didn't know, and I just hope that would that they would make the person flee.
Michael claims that after returning home, he heard screams from inside the house and then shouted loudly to scare off the potential attacker. He then entered the home to find the front door open and Amy Harwick's body on the ground. He immediately called 911 and attempted to provide aid while waiting for emergency responders. Not only does Michael fully cooperate with law enforcement...
Wait. He found her on the ground. I don't get that.
But he also has a solid alibi and witness testimonies supporting his account. Additionally, there is no forensic evidence linking Michael to the crime. Still, detectives can't rule out Michael just yet, as there are no other suspects, and nobody had seen anyone outside of Michael enter or leave the building. But this is when police receive footage from a nearby Ring doorbell camera, a crucial piece of evidence that would turn the entire case.
Hey, go get you a Ring too, man. If you like me, man, I hear everything. Like, when my neighbors leave to go to work, I know. When they come home, I know. I know when that neighbor comes home, I can tell by the slam of the door. When that neighbor comes home, it's really loud. When that one over there comes home, it's not loud. So I know when each neighbor's home, I know who's walking through the door by the sound of the door. Like that, I'm on it. And then I can hear the doors out in the parking lot. When you slam your car door, I hear it. So I'm going to be on that. Like, if my kids try to sneak out, man, I'm going to be like, yo, just come ask me. Just come ask me. What are we doing?
Is upside down. When the cops looked at the footage, they saw Michael come running out of the home, trying to wake up the neighbors and call for help. This was exactly what he told them he had done, which confirms the fact that he was likely only a witness to all of this. But the camera also picks up someone else at the scene. A strange male figure wearing gloves, hopping fences, and running through backyards. In many cases, this man can even be seen covering cameras with a gloved hand. Undeniably, this masked individual was the one responsible for this murder, but finding out who this could be was difficult. As they began looking into her life, there were very few people who wanted to hurt her. She was on good terms with her family and friends and had almost no enemies. So police began to believe that this may have been a case of one of Amy's past relationships coming back to haunt her. But yet again, almost all of her boyfriends came up clean. All but her. But yet again,
not bad. He looks. We're not getting into his hair. We're not. Well, okay. Clean face. Cool.
And almost all of her boyfriends.
What in the fuck? Excuse my language.
Came up clean. All but one of them.
Dude.
Gareth Pursehouse, a man who was reported by Amy's friends to be an obsessive ex-lover and so.
These people are.
Someone who had previously stalked her. But before officers look into Gareth, they decide to consolidate all of the evidence they have first. Because of the presence of the syringe filled with pure nicotine, detectives believe that whoever broke into Amy's apartment intended to kill her by injecting her with the syringe, but that their plans somehow went awry. Amy began resisting, and a physical altercation occurred that would be proven by a black rosary that Amy had been wearing around her neck. Beads of this rosary...
why is she wearing that and being a sex therapist, bro? I don't get it.
Were found trailing all the way from her bedroom to the balcony. Not only that, a black leather jacket that was turned inside out was also discovered at the scene. It is likely that the attacker snuck up behind her, grabbed her by her jacket, and a struggle ensued. The attacker then likely choked Amy, dragged her out to the balcony, and threw her over the top. With all of this in mind, officers began looking for somebody who would want to hurt Amy in this manner. Undeniably, the masked individual was responsible for the murder. However, identifying them could be challenging because, despite being a well-known public figure, Amy had no known enemies. Police started their investigation by questioning friends and family of Amy, looking for any clues on who could have committed this heinous crime, and it wouldn't take long for them to get a strong lead. Amy's friends revealed to police that about a month before her murder, they began receiving concerning messages from Amy. She expressed fear for her life, mentioning that she had recently encountered a stalker. A stalker which, it would turn out, she had an abusive relationship with a decade prior. 41-year-old photographer Gareth Pursehouse. Amy and Gareth had met 10 years earlier in 2011 when Gareth had worked as a photographer on a therapy event Amy attended. They dated briefly, but Amy's friends took note of the relationship being far from normal. In May of 2011, Amy tried to file a restraining order for the abuse she suffered in the relationship. Gareth often suffocated her, slamming her against the walls, dropped her on the ground, and punched her. Yet, somehow, this order was denied, as authorities believed there was a lack of evidence. Of course, this meant a quick end to the relationship, at least for Amy. This was unacceptable for Gareth, as he started obsessing heavily over Amy, and his emotional state worsened. But Amy was the one who'd have to face the brunt of Gareth's mental decline. In the months after the breakup, weird occurrences began happening at Amy's residence. She would walk into her home to find picture frames were smashed. Sometimes there would be roses taped to her front door, and on other occasions, Gareth would refuse to leave her doorstep for hours. A year later, in 2012, Amy tried to file another restraining order against Gareth because he had once again assaulted her and dragged her out of a car. Fortunately, this time, the order would be approved by a judge, barring Gareth from seeing Amy for 5 years.
Alright, good.
However, according to her closest friends, Gareth's behavior
look at the
even more...
What in the shit is that? Look at,
however,
bro, she's exposing her skin. Now, if you read the Bible and you read like the Genesis, bro, it talks about how was it Noah and his sons? Was Noah laying there naked? Was he the drunk? No, I forget who the drunk. I'm sorry, guys. I got a lot going on. But they talked about one of them. Their sons walked in on them being drunk and naked. So his son left, told the other sons, and the sons decided to clothe him. And when he woke up, he realized what had happened, and he apologized. This is not, you don't do that. You don't do this and represent our Lord, you know? It's just how it is.
Closest friends, Gareth's behavior became even more creepy.
And it shows, and I'm not trying to hate, but it shows by the types of dudes she's with. It does. It shows
years after the restraining order was issued. If Gareth couldn't see her physically, he'd tarnish her reputation on every one of Amy's social media pages. Every single time she posted, she would get derogatory comments, and all of her publications in her field as a therapist would get bombarded with comments criticizing and degrading her work. But things would take a turn for the worse.
Stripper by night, faking as entertainer. This is an example of somebody who's not to follow or agree at counseling therapy, and stripper by night as entertainers come, especially in that somebody went on a pretty girl wannabe star who is a therapist, supposedly storm I know, highly educated and really down to people in their training.
First 1 month before Amy's murder, on January 17th, 2020, Amy was attending the XBiz Awards, where she was a panelist of an organization called Pineapple Support, which was meant to focus on therapy related to workers in the sex industry. However, as Amy...
Amy, I'm not trying to hate you right now. I'm not trying to get mad. I don't hate you, Amy. I don't hate you. I forgive you for... Yo, are we dead serious? I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna watch the video and not speak on what I think, bro.
Again,
I'm just gonna say something I regret.
Voice, Gareth's voice, who was working as a photographer at the event. At this point in
they're both not good people. I'm just gonna say that.
Amy had not seen Gareth in nearly a decade.
I'm not gonna say she's a bad person, but she's not a good person.
Why are we called Northern Tool and Equipment? And
sex therapy for freaking porn stars? Are you kidding me, man?
The heavy-duty stuff you...
Amy, angry and upset,
a rosary,
saying
bro.
that she ruined his life. One of Amy's
Catholic.
friends
That's
would
what it
outline
is.
what the two talked about as Amy called him for help.
Catholic.
The first phone call, when she called, I couldn't hear. It was a lot of loud commotion.
Forgive me for my addiction to vaping, Lord, for I am trying to change.
30 seconds later, I received another phone call from her as well, and all I could hear amongst the chaos or the sounds that were sort of the loud sounds was, "Get the F over here." Initially seeing them walk away, I first checked in with my friend who called me, and she told me, "This guy is freaking out on your friend." So I then walked over to where the two of them had walked to, and as I was walking towards them, the only words I heard was, "You ruined my life, you bitch."
After this event, Amy was extremely scared of Gareth and told friends and family that if anything happened to her, Gareth would be responsible, and he had sent her voice messages after the event.
I have so much I need to say. Please give me a chance to just say it. Please.
And her concerns were proven to be true, because when officers matched a picture of Gareth to the man seen on the Ring doorbell footage on the night of the murder, it was an exact match. But for authorities to be sure that Gareth is the same man they're looking for, they needed to search his home. Obtaining the warrant itself was not hard, because the sheer amount of evidence against Gareth gave officers reasonable suspicion to do so. However, this suspicion would soon turn into shock as syringes filled with nicotine were discovered in Gareth's home, exactly like the one found on Amy's balcony. Not only that, but Gareth himself had sustained injuries on his body and had bloody clothes scattered all over the home. There was one piece of evidence that proved to be a definitive breakthrough in this case. A DNA comparison between the fingernail scrapings of Amy's body and Gareth would turn up an exact match. Detectives knew that this was exactly the man they were looking for, so by about 5 o'clock p.m. the day after the murder, the cops locate and approach Gareth Pursehouse. In the face of Gareth's history with Amy and him being caught on camera, officers decide to charge him with Amy's murder. While sitting in jail awaiting a murder trial, Gareth doesn't show an ounce of remorse. In fact, while on a jailhouse phone call with some of his buddies, he cracks jokes and makes light of the whole situation. He even tells them that, due to the public's interest in him, they could become millionaires by selling old jokes he told while working as a stand-up comic. But this is far from the strangest thing he says.
Yeah, turn those into a book. Try to find a publisher that'll give you money ahead of time for that, just based on my name because of the media. Like, that could be $1 million. I don't know. But I do have a joke for you. What's the most feminine candy bar?
Huh.
Hershey's.
Well, you see how you sense
yeah, you got your sense of humor. You're making the best of it.
Yeah. Well, and also people are posting like crazy hate, and there's like, why bother?
So you said you're not getting out.
Correct.
Ever. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. I've seen what's coming at me, and it's not good. I'm not getting out. Super fun.
Gareth Pursehouse has made it very clear that he believes he is going down for Amy's murder, and he has completely accepted that. One could likely assume that if this man were not truly guilty of this horrific crime, he would not be speaking this way. Despite this, Gareth was bonded out of jail before his trial began, but Gareth was certainly panicking, because right after he was released on bond, the first place he visited was Los Angeles International Airport to escape the country. Normally, a person who has their bond posted is not allowed next to any airports or borders to prevent them from leaving the country, and if they're found doing so, they're arrested immediately and given no chance for a second bond. Exactly what would happen to Gareth as he was arrested once more. The trial of Gareth Pursehouse began in August of 2023. The defense claimed that Gareth was only there to talk to Amy and that her death was an accident. They also argued that while Gareth had brought that syringe filled with nicotine to the scene, he had only intended it to be used for his own side. But the prosecution took a different approach and painted Gareth as an obsessive killer.
She rejected his advances. She cut off all contact. And to punish her for that, he broke into her house on Valentine's Day. He broke in there with a syringe loaded with a lethal dose of nicotine.
The prosecution's argument was solid. However, they had a major point that they would have to prove if they wanted to get a guilty verdict. That point was that Gareth came to Amy's apartment on the evening of February 15th, 2020 with the intention of killing her, not just to have a conversation, as the defense alleged. The defense also suggested that Amy may have ended up on the concrete below the balcony while attempting to get away from Gareth out of fear.
One likely scenario for how Miss Hardwick came to rest where she lived in the patio is that she comes home, encounters Mr. Pursehouse. In a panic, she runs through her bedroom to her balcony, climbs up and over the railing, attempts to lower herself or climb down, and is unsuccessful. You fall.
Throughout the entire trial, Gareth Pursehouse never once took the stand to testify on his own behalf. Most legal experts will say that this is something that can be very telling to a jury. After all, if an innocent person has nothing to hide, then it is suspicious that he wouldn't speak out to defend himself. But whether or not the jury in this case will see things his way, only time will tell. After finishing the deliberation process, the jury in this case reached their decision in September of 2023.
As to count one, we the jury the above entitled to action finding the defendant, Gareth Pursehouse, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all. Yes. Thank you.
And just like that, Gareth Pursehouse was officially convicted of the murder of Amy Hardwick. The only thing left was for Gareth to finally be sentenced. Gareth Pursehouse was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Damn. That's what you get for taking a life, man. It's brutal, but has to be done. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like up and subscribe. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be posting 2 or 3 videos I want to post. Excuse me. Today I didn't post any because yesterday I posted one and it did pretty good, so I'm just gonna let that keep going. So then tomorrow I'll post probably 2 or 3 videos and yeah, I'll upload this one. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.